Hello and welcome to Jen's Awesome Show. I'm here with a room full of people today. We are going to talk about all things shipple and all things wonderful. So, welcome. Let's maybe start with a round of introductions. I'm going to do my favorite thing and ask everyone to tell us something we don't already know about you. And I can start because that's an intimidating question if you weren't expecting it. Something you don't already know about me is that since COVID started, I've been cutting my hair, which is why I have that, and it doesn't sit down and it doesn't look pretty, and there's nothing I can do about it until it grows. Whoops.
It's all good. That's character.
Absolutely. So who's next?
I can go because you guys don't know me super well. So I love to do calligraphy and have created some really fun things with that art form. So, and I'm in my very messy art space. So if you see that in the background, yeah, that is what it is.
That's fantastic. I had no idea.
I'm going to have trouble topping my last one, which was that I lived in Southern Africa when I was a kid. But I also, my dad was a student pilot and a licensed pilot in the early 60s, and he was a big fan of aviation and space. And so whenever he was around people that he recognized or found interesting, he'd try and find a way to introduce them to me. So when I was 4 at Miami International Airport, I got a corgi toy of the Spirit of St. Louis handed to me by Charles Lindbergh. So I met Charles Lindbergh when I was very little. I just remember a very, very tall old man. That's all I remember about it. But yeah, apparently I met Charles Lindbergh when I was a kid.
That's cool. Really cool.
That's pretty cool.
My dad recognized him on a commercial airline flight and struck up a conversation and asked him to say hi to my boy when you get off the plane, if you would. And he did. So that's how that happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's nifty.
So I guess that brought something up for me. I was sitting here going, okay, well, I've already done a Jen's Awesome Show and talked a lot about myself. I was at, maybe Greg and Marty are the only ones that are harder to find something new. I worked for Disneyland for about a total of about 12 years. And during that time, I met Chuck Yeager.
Nice.
When they opened up the California Adventure, because he christened one of their attractions that had to do with flying. So you met Charles Lindbergh and I met Chuck Yeager. There you go.
That's a pretty good day right there. Aviation nerds.
Fantastic.
That's awesome. Well, and that's the challenge of going last is there's no way I can top any of that. The only thing that came to mind, which some may know, but definitely not everybody knows, is I grew up on a tractor. I was born in a little farmhouse that actually my grandfather grew up in, looking out at the redwood trees planted in the front yard that he planted. And I was driving the tractor around at, 10 years old and then 14 years old. And I was very frustrated that the law wouldn't let me drive a car until I was like 16 because, driving a tractor from that young an age, you'd think that it's okay to just drive vehicles all over, which I did. But yeah, I grew up on a tractor. That's something you don't know about the good old Martian.
I thought you were going to tell us about your Sasquatch sighting.
There's a meme coming about that from what I hear.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Big fan.
So then, on that vein, how does Sasquatch fit in with Shipple? Oh, was I not supposed to let the cat out of the bag?
Well, they're both real. So there's that.
I hear that somebody actually captured some video of the arrival of Sasquatch to this world from, I wonder where. And we're actually going to release that as a meme here one of these days. But yeah, spoilers, Jen.
That's exciting.
One of the first meme winners was a milk carton with a missing Sasquatch on it. That was one of the very first Shipple memes that won a contest.
I like
back
that
in the day.
Yep.
That's fantastic. Are we going to have some more Shipple memes contests anytime soon?
Well, I mean, we just jumped to like 0.57 on the agenda, but we might as well just, drop the bomb and talk about it. One of the things that we've been focused on in our Shipple.io Telegram is doing community engagement contests. And one of the things that you'll be seeing coming soon on the website is the scoreboard, the Shipple scoreboard, where we're going to actually be scoring all of these community engagement contests. And so starting today, and we really are like way into the agenda already, but starting today, we are going to reinstate meme contests for the Shipple community.
Hooray.
And so between today and next Wednesday, when we're going to have the next I Love Shipple Jen's Awesome show, we are going to have a meme contest. And then my thought was, the group of us, once we have a chance to kind of talk through everything that's going to be happening, we could come up with a topic and maybe even a victim of the focus of the memes. And I have some ideas of who I might want to focus on for this meme contest. But that's spoilers for a little bit later in the show. But we will be reinstating meme contests starting now.
Excellent. That is exciting. All right. Well, now that that's out of the way, that was my burning question of the day. 2 burning questions dealt with. Martian Bullshipples, what can you tell us that's new and exciting about Shipple?
Well, just to drag out the anticipation a little bit longer, what I would like to do, and I rarely get the opportunity to say this, but I would like to say thank you. Because here on the stream, we have a bunch of amazing people. And so, I may end up saying fun, crying words about all of you at some point. But Devyn, I want to say thank you because you have, I'm not going to say slaved away because that's a horrible thing to say about somebody, but you have been working your butt off behind the scenes for months. Even before you were officially part of the team, you were putting in 24/7 hours, really supporting the community. And you started as a communication director there in the Telegram chat, and you're on the communications team there with the Uplift, and then you joined the team at Bullshipples Inc. And what people don't know is that much of what we're seeing happen now is a direct result of your hard work, from all the help that you've done with the website development and putting that together, with reaching out to the communities, recruiting, onboarding, being a community liaison, coming up with all of the, you're almost as prolific as Jimmy when it comes to coming up with words. And so, putting the message out to the communities. I just want to say thank you, man. We wouldn't be here without you. And I'm very thankful that you're part of the team. So,
yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
Jen, you asked me a question, what's coming up with Shipple? What I'm excited about is the people. What I'm excited about is the community that's coming together. And yes, we have a list of pretty awesome spoilers and revelations that we're going to get to today. But if it's okay with you, I would love to start with the people part of things, because for me, that's the heart, that's the foundation of what we're really building on. And so, Devyn, this may be putting you on the spot a little bit. And Laurie, don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you, because I'm going to cry talking to you here in a second. But Devyn, would you be willing to just share a little bit of what you've seen happen over these last 3 months? Because we're still so friggin' new in this journey, right? We just started, but so much has happened already. Would you be willing to share a little bit about yourself, about your journey, and what you see coming with your personal involvement with Shipple? And Jen, I hope that's okay to redirect a little bit to focus on one of the many superstars here in the room today.
Yes, please.
Yeah, sure. So, I think initially when I joined the Uplift, just kind of the community and at large, you feel that not just community feeling, but that everybody wants to win, everybody wants to give, and that's something really spoke to me, because as we've mentioned before, my wife and I do have a nonprofit, and something we're working on, on the back end, and trying to do things for veterans. We're both 10-year veterans of the Army, and so that's something that always spoke to me. And then I started working with Marty and doing some stuff, and really reaching out to different communities, and then I started hearing about Shipple and the Shipple community and what Shipple had been built on EOS, and and kind of the original community, just, hey, just give me this token because I went and did something awesome today. I went and did this, and and then Marty started talking about, well, what if we brought it to Wax? Could we bring it to Wax? Could we get it here and get this community that is already built up around this idea to grow out, and start, being rewarded again for doing the right thing, doing good things for other people, and that's really why I worked so hard, because it was a driving force, even with my 501c3. I don't. Well, sorry, some of you are Canadian. That's a nonprofit, according to the U.S. The United States IRS. So, even with my nonprofit, I don't ask for donations. We try to sell things, give things that are value for money that we put towards the thing, but most of it comes out of our pocket. And seeing somebody that wants to basically build a community that is going to give back and support these nonprofits that need help, these charities that need help, and are doing great things for their communities. And I think that's something that I think is great too. Is it's not, you're not giving to this gigantic charity that you never know what happens to it. It's, let's find charities in my community or in your community that we can provide help to, so that you can see the results of that, of what you've done, of what you've accomplished in in collecting the shipple, in all of this. I love the idea of, so much around the blockchain, everybody is me. I want my stuff. I want to get my stuff. What's going on here that I'm not making money? And Shipple is all about, yeah, we want to bring you in, and then we want to help. We want to help people that need it. So that's really why I'm here, and why I'm working so hard, and why we've spent countless Zoom calls and countless hours, and hey, what are we working on today? And hey, you know what? We want to make sure this message is right. We want to make sure that people understand what we're trying to do here, and that we're trying to do for others. And yeah, I mean, that's what that's what I've seen, being brand new to Shipple, and knowing people that have been in it for so long, and seeing how excited you all are after so many years of being in Shipple, and it seems like, hey, it never got old. It never gets old to do something for other people, and there may be people that get into this that have never done that before, and they're gonna really realize what that feeling is. How rewarding that in and of itself is, when you can see good done for other people for no other reason than the fact that it needs to happen.
That's awesome.
I think you just summed up my motivation for being here.
So good.
So
yeah.
Then I guess another awesome follow-up question for anybody who doesn't know you, twofold follow-up. We kind of got a bit of an idea of what you do. What do you do? How are you related to the Bullshipples family? What is your role in Shipple?
So I'm doing community outreach. A lot of the, getting in contact with, different communities, and trying to promote the idea of Shipple, the concept of Shipple, and that's across Telegram, Reddit, Facebook. I'm trying to hit all these different social areas where people come together, and maybe sometimes they don't know how to give back, or even that they can. It's really a new concept, especially in the blockchain space, of not necessarily trying to just do for yourself. Whenever you talk about investing and stuff like that, that's for you. When you invest, that's for you. Shipple is about others. It's about doing for others, and so I'm doing community outreach. Elijah and I, which Elijah's not here today, but he and I did a lot of work on the website. He did a lot of the architecture, and all the cool little flashy stuff that happens, but I mean, it's almost worth it going to the website just to see what is on the next page. But and then as I said, Marty and I spent a lot of long nights and long days going over, okay, what's the message? How do we get people to understand what we're trying to do here? And so, I mean, that's really where I'm at right now. But, tomorrow it could be, hey, you're going to do this now. Yep. Hey, by the way, you got to do this.
Yeah, I was chuckling, Jen, when you asked him that question, because it feels like we add a role to Devyn every day. He has to put on another hat, right?
Yeah. Well, and it's not just me, and that's the beauty of it. It's really a team. It's really us coming together and trying to figure out who can do what and how can we get it done. And so it's plus dealing with when you're at home, suddenly all this stuff happens and you've got to take care of that. And it's like, okay, how can I help you get done what needs to get done? Or, so it's really been a massive team effort. I definitely don't want to take close to all the credit for everything that's occurred. But, I think we're all really pushing hard and doing our part to get things done.
So then I have another question for you. You mentioned investments. If somebody were to say, is Schipul a good investment? How would you describe what a Schipul investment is?
First I'd say it's never investment advice, right?
Yeah, always.
But I see Schipul as you don't want to use the word investment because then people take it a different way, but it's a way to invest in your community more than anything else. It's a way to invest in other people. It's a way to help. This isn't a come and get rich quick, anything like that. We're looking for people that want to, like I said, invest in their community. And that's really what it is. So yeah, but not investment advice. Never is it an investment advice.
Excellent. Always good. All right. Well, let's shift over to Laurie here. Tell us a little bit about who you are and then who you are to Schipul.
Let's see. I am a wife and a mom and a substitute teacher. I've done that for 28 years. I love the challenge of that with middle school and high schoolers. I don't like the little ones, I'll admit. I don't want to be nagged, but I can have an attitude and hopefully get through that with them. So I love the whole concept of community in my own community and in this world, and I'm very new to it. So I'm going to need my hand to be held here and there for sure, but really excited about just the groundbreaking stuff that's happening, and the whole idea of it being something to give back is what attracts me to it, because the whole investment for selfish reasons, I'm just really not interested. So I love how you're reiterating that there. And so my involvement is brand new, but very, very exciting. There's the potential of amazing things happening to and through Bullshipples for lots of nonprofits. And so involving the community in that process is what I'm going to help coordinate and facilitate. And
that's all fantastic.
So,
and going forward here, looking ahead a little bit, once we start getting some charities on board, we're going to be, Laurie and I, hanging out and interviewing them Wednesdays.
It's going to be so fun.
So everyone will get to see the people who we're going to be working with and learn a little bit about the organizations we might be working with. And as always, feel free to ask questions in the comments, because that's half the battle, is what do you really want to know? I know what I want to know, and somebody else probably also wants to know, but what about you? So join us, ask questions, because it'll be interesting to see how people respond in that live environment.
Very cool.
Excellent. And Greg, you've been quiet.
Shockingly.
shockingly. So tell us a little bit about who you are and then who you are to Shipple, in case anyone doesn't already know. You should be Shipple famous.
Yeah,
by
we
now,
did. We
but-
covered this on the last live stream, but essentially, my friend Corey Cottrell, who I've known since long before any of the Uplift and other things started, he created a joke token, making fun of Ripple, which is basically a billionaire trust fund boys coin that they passed around to each other. And it was basically and this is not my term, this is sort of an industry term, a shit coin. So he decided Ripple plus shitcoin Shipple. And with no use case, I landed on the idea of having people go out in their community today, make a donation to a local homeless or food bank charity where they live, not a charity that I named, and come back with a receipt, and I'd give them some Shipple. And we started doing that, and the use case for Shipple was invented. Apparently, I didn't even know what a use case was. It just seemed to make sense to me. So there's that, and I'm also the guy that turned on what has become the Uplift server. Like, the idea was not to do any of what's happening now, but basically host a server where we could gather on Sundays and express gratitude and have some fun. And so that's how I fit into all this. And while I have the mic, let me say I'm going to drop a claim link in the comments right now. Corey minted 100 Shipple charity meme NFTs when the first day I think he learned how to make NFTs, and he gave me 100 of these. So I'm going to give away, I think, number 97 or 98 right now. There comes the claim link, so y'all can go click on it at Atomic Hub and get you some Shipple history in an NFT. I really want these specific ones to become really worth something at some point, because I've been giving them to people that I think represent the kind of giving and community spirit that we all talk about. A few here, a few there. So once in a while, I dole one of these out, and I hope they sometime become some sort of mega stakeable giant thing. Just saying.
Awesome.
Excellent. Well, that is wonderful, and I hope everybody goes and grabs them. I'm specifically not going to do that yet. If there are any left at the end of the show, though, they're mine. So,
okay.
Fair warning. Zestra is wondering if we have a wrong link.
Yeah, sorry, my
link.
bad. Yep, you're exactly right.
Clue in.
Okay, so I did the generate link thing. What have I done wrong? All right, let me back up and we'll.
While you're thinking through that, I've got a note in here for an interest in nominating a charity. So that process isn't quite up and running yet, but it will be very soon. In the meantime, if you have a charity that you would like us to take a look at, best bet is probably to send any one of us a message on any of the social channels, the email, any way you know how to contact us. In the comments here also works. I'll make notes, and we can get in touch and see what we can learn about these charities you're recommending and go from there. There will be a process for going through them and, making sure that they kind of line up with our mission to support ones that are more under the radar and less ginormous, and also making sure that they share certain values we have in common, such as helping people instead of keeping the money in the bank. And I don't know if there are any more values to share than that, but
one of the things we're working really hard on is that section of the website. And so we do have a basic structure framework of the website that is active and live, and we're using it, but there are several sections that are still hidden and still being developed. And one of those is the section for the Shipple charity, which is an entity that we are working to create. We've partnered with the CK7. And so Bullshipples Inc., the entity, is partnering with the CK7, the entity, and they've been asked to be the decision-making board of the Shipple charity that we are working to create. It's an entity that we've realized is going to take some work to put together. It's going to take some people power. It's going to take some development power. And so one of the things we're working on behind the scenes is that section of the website where there's, not only big brains coming in with zeros and ones, but then there's the content creation and the administration. And we're so excited that Laurie is joining the team to help with a lot of the organization and communication and administration of that. But one of the things you will very quickly see, because we want this process to be open to all communities. It's not for only the Shipple community. It's not for only the Uplift community. We want this process to be open to all communities, and we want Shipple to be something that ends up connecting all communities. And I have a belief that every nonprofit is local to somebody. And when you look out your front door and you see a need, what we want to provide you the opportunity to do is to look around that need and find someone that could be the solution, find a nonprofit, find a resource that could be the solution for that need, that could meet that need in your local community. And if you can bring that solution to us, we would love to both make them visible, give people, communities the opportunity to connect with them directly. And then one of the things we're focused on is we are going to gamify generosity. And all of these crypto games that we love to play, what if we were able to involve all of those elements, from blending and upgrading and miners and staking, incentivized liquidity pools with yield farming, cross pairs on Alcor, like the whole thing. What if we're able to take that and gamify generosity and allow you to experience all of that fun, cool stuff in a process where you are doing real world good in your own local community, so that the next time you look out your front door, you will be able to see the change that you brought into the world by partnering with something that is bigger than yourself, by connecting with a community that can then join you in changing your real world while you're living in the meta world. So crazy. So crazy.
It's so exciting. Just the concept is amazing. Yeah.
I can't find where it put the link.
Uh-oh.
I hit the generate link button. I don't know where the link is. So I've vaporized
we'll
3 of those.
After the show, Greg, I'll help you find it.
Sorry about that.
I would also like to point out that because of our proximity to Shipple, I won't ever be promoting my charity to the Shipple or to the council for just because I don't want any kind of issues with that. So it popped in my head that I do have a charity, but we have other ways of making money and doing that sort of thing, and I don't want to stand in the way of somebody else that needs it. So just want to make that very clear.
I mean, Devyn, that's an honorable intention, but if I want to donate, you can't stop me.
Right.
I'm in on that.
Yeah.
No.
Train.
I would take donations. I won't present ourselves before the CK7 or the board or anything like that.
That's very honorable.
To be recipients of a grant or whatever else. So
That's totally reasonable. But then in that vein, then what's the name of your ranch and where do we find you on the internets?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you want me to promote it, it's called Burritas Veteran Ranch. We're on Facebook. We actually have a group on there, and you can find all the fun pictures. For the most part, we raise everything, but we raise miniature cattle. And so there's lots of fun pictures on Instagram and TikTok of them, and they're as little as like 32 inches tall, full grown. So people love to see those. But yeah, Burritas Veteran Ranch. Our mission is to basically help other veterans heal, particularly those with PTSD and TBIs and that sort of stuff. So, through basically taking care of animals, learning how to farm, learning how to take care of poultry and all that kind of stuff. So, and then you gain skills there too, life skills. So, yeah, back to the show.
Excellent. Well, if you ever happen to have any cute animals nearby that you want to show us, feel free. That's always welcome.
That's funny. I have Lou, which is the friendliest duck on the planet, but he keeps coming up and then walking away. So if I can catch him, I'll pick him up.
That sounds fun. Thanks.
I think I heard a goat earlier. Is that right? Was it a goat?
Yeah, I heard a goat.
There's goats and sheep and pigs and all kinds of stuff, but they're a little more to manage.
All right. Well, Martian Bullshipples, what's the Shipple news?
So have we made everybody wait long enough for the spoilers? Because we do have a bunch of them. Kind of fun. So one of the things that we did, and we're on a journey, right? Because yes, Shipple existed 2 or 3 years ago, still exists on EOS. The EOS Shipple pair is actually still on Alcor. We will not put pairs on Alcor, but I've heard from several community members that as Shipple is becoming live on Wax, that there is plans from some of these community members to put up crosspairs, because we want every community to be able to participate in what we're doing. It probably makes sense, not us, but somebody to, end up with a Shipple Wax pair, Shipple Aether pair, Shipple Selenium pair, and very likely, with some of the cool tools that are being developed, there's going to end up being a Shipple Upliftium something, but that's a spoiler that's not mine to share. So I'll kind of put that one on the shelf for Corey later. But in this journey, one of the things that we did is we wanted to involve the community, because Shipple is a community charity token. It's by the community, it's for the community. And so what we did was we actually put out a logo contest where the old logo from 3 years ago evolved from the fist in the air that said F Banks, and that was very quickly not the intention or the focus of the coin. And then it turned into this joke of, well, what if, Shipple and Shipple for the sheeple, and sheeple are the people, there's this whole, fun thing around sheep. And there was actually tennis shoes that had sheep on them. It was super fun.
I have a pair of the Shipple shoes.
You have the Shipple shoes. Oh,
I
so
do.
Good. And so the logo, because we wanted to empower the sheep. And so it ended up being this ram, and shill is the name of the token, because it's hilarious, because everybody likes to shill their project and shill their token. And so, there's so much just lighthearted foundation and roots of what brought us to where we are now. And we really wanted to honor that. We really wanted to reflect that and bring that fun, lighthearted focus with us as we move forward, because a big part of this community, especially initially, was that meme contest and the competition around social connection and social engagement. And so we did a Shipple logo contest, and Corey actually put up a 5 million Aether grand prize for the logo design that was most inspiring to our design team, because we were asking for inspiration, right? And then TC, because I had offered 1 million Upliftium as part of that grand prize. TC donated another 1 million Upliftium. And so what we ended up with is a prize pool, which was significant. And what we ended up with is actually 2 different logos that for our design team ended up being so inspiring when it came to the final logo. And we ended up with over 20 different logo designs, and they were all inspiring. We loved all of the creativity and all the contribution. And as we saw those come in, we're thinking, well, what can we do with all of these? What use case can we bring to all of these? And we figured out a way that we're going to end up being able to use all of them. But Jen, do you have the 2, I think there's 2 or 3 inspiration logos that I sent you before we dropped the main logo?
I have 2 here. I don't have them loading into the same screen because that would be too easy, but I can certainly share them. So which one do you want to take a look at first?
Surprise us, and then there's going to be a little story about each one.
Okay. Well, then I shall surprise. There we go.
Oh, yes. So this one came from Christian, who is Bird Bones with the Nasty Hooks. And we really liked this look. There was a cool S. There was a cool, planet look.
A coin rim, sort of a coin edge. Yeah.
So Christian is one of the 2 grand prize winners, because, we're actually going to give 5 million Aether and 1 million Upliftium to the 2 designs that were most inspiring to our design team. And so Christian with the Nasty Hooks, Bird Bones, congratulations. You win 5 million Aether, 1 million Upliftium. Nice. And then even more importantly, because we offered this to everyone that submitted a design, everyone that submitted a design is also going to get a Shipple pack, which will result in you becoming a shillionaire, which is kind of exciting. So
that's super exciting.
So cool.
And so do you have the other, the second planet one, Jen?
Yes, I do. I'm just figuring out the... okay, so I have to start and stop this every single time. Got it. Okay.
And then I'm going to mess up the pronunciation of this name here in a second. But the second inspiring design came from, I want to say Jan Treb. It might be John Treb.
I think I'd better make sure that I have the same one that you had in mind.
I shouldn't have been surprised at how overwhelmingly creative the entries were. I should have remembered from the Shipple memes days that we had a lot of really talented graphics people.
So
nice.
we loved this one. One of the challenges, because on Atomic Hub, the logo goes down to such a tiny, tiny, tiny size that it's almost impossible to actually see, what you're looking at. We loved this inspiration. We loved this design. We loved the S, and that's actually the S that we ended up using in the final logo. But congratulations, whether it's Jan Treb or John Treb, or whether I'm just totally messing it up, you are our second grand prize winner, and you win 5 million Aether. And so that's actually going to come from Bullshipples Inc. because Corey donated 5 million, Bullshipples Inc. is going to donate 5 million, and then TC donated the 1 million Upliftium for the first grand prize winner, and then Bullshipples Inc. is going to donate the second 1 million Upliftium. And so you are the second grand prize winner. And then, like every other contributor, you will also receive a Shipple pack, which will make you a shillionaire. Woo! So, and then, Jen, this might be the moment for the big reveal of the logo. And this was our idea. There's so many awesome logos that came in, is we thought, well, how can we highlight these logos? And the logo is going to be a little round ball in the middle of this art card. But we thought, what if in our upcoming Shipple token pack drop, we were able to use all of these logos and we were able to turn them into NFTs that could end up being blendable and have use case and potentially be turned into Shipple miners using Nefty's Super Blender. And so what's going to happen is in the upcoming Shipple token pack drop, you will have the opportunity to not only receive your million Shipple and become a shillionaire, you'll not only have the opportunity to receive this amazing, cool NFT collectible that is a partnership with a couple different super secret artists and musicians that we're going to reveal on next Wednesday's show. But you're also going to have the opportunity to end up with blendable art cards. And so, Jen, if you, drum roll please, if you have the Shipple logo, dun, 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 dun. How fun.
That is pretty.
That's
Nice.
nice.
So the logo, the planet with the S, is of the right size, so we can shrink it down to a tiny, tiny, tiny little atomic image. But then what it also gives us the opportunity to do is it's a foundation that we can build on for more detailed applications. Corey had the idea of, because there's an emoji rocket in Shippletopia that's the portal to Mars, what if the logo ended up with orbiting things? And so there's a bunch of fun ideas that we'll be able to use to build on the basic logo. But I'm kind of excited. It's exciting to see the evolving journey, and it's exciting to be a part of something that involves the entire community. So again, to everyone that donated, to everyone that contributed inspiration to the design logo, we want to say thank you, truly thank you. And with these logo art cards that are going to be going out in the Shipple token packs, each of the creators that submitted a logo is going to get mint one of the logo that they created on this NFT. And in addition to the shillionaire that they're going to become from contributing, we would like to also give a second shillion to each of the contributors. Wow. Truly just to say thank you. Because without you, without the community, without the inspiration, we wouldn't be here. I get a little overwhelmed with gratitude that we get to live in such an incredible community. And so you're going to be a shillionaire multiple times over. Pretty exciting. And so we're going to be reaching out in the Telegram channel. We wanted to reveal it here on the show, but we're going to be reaching out in the Telegram channel to all of the contributors. And then I actually have two more honorable mentions that we're going to bring up. One, we have a logo to share, or a logo. We have a meme to share. And so, Jen, if you want to pull up the funny picture of me. So we have two honorable mentions. One is the submission that made me laugh the hardest, just because. So I'm going to give one of my million Shipple to that person as just a special bonus prize. And then we have a second honorable mention that we don't have a logo for, but I'll kind of tell you the story of what happened. So drum roll, please. Dun, dun, dun. So this is me in younger days. This one just made me laugh, and this was contributed by Bitcoin Babes, He's actually one of the incredible artists that we've been working with, and you're going to see more from him. They're incredible. They have their own collection, and then they're working with us on some things too that you're going to see revealed next week. But I want to say thank you because I love the lighthearted humor side. And this one just made me chuckle. So I will be personally giving you a million Shipple for this. And then the second honorable mention is for Chad Blood, because if you're watching the Shipple IO Telegram at all, what you know is that he was the most prolific contributor. I think he submitted well over 10 different logo designs, and each of them had an incredible message. We loved each and every one of them. And, because of the limitations with Atomic Hub and the fact that it has to be tiny, tiny, tiny image, the words wouldn't have actually been legible. But, we're excited that we found a use case when we're actually going to be able to use those and turn them into art cards that will end up being blendable into Shipple miners. And we've already heard from Corey that we're going to end up with some community pools and some community partnerships, and there's going to be some Upliftium mining that happens at some point in the future. So, we're pretty excited to reward and use that creativity that came in. And so, Jen, I don't know which of our 17 more agenda items you want to hit next, but I'll let you kind of pick and choose. And,
all right. Well, in that case, let's see here. Where to go next? So I'm going to say that the next question there, since you brought it up, is the pack drop. When's that going to happen? What's the timeline?
So excited. So we're going to announce more specifics and more details on next week's Jen's Awesome Show. We're actually going to reveal the whitelist for the Shipple token at that point as well. But we were just talking with Nefty, and we love Nefty blocks. They are so incredible. The tools and the platforms that they're building, the customer service that we've experienced with them. Was talking to Juan and Jose from their team just today, and we were kind of finalizing some of the logistics for this new pack drop mechanism that they just created that they're going to be using for their Nefty token drop at the very end of the month. We actually get to be the proof of concept test case guinea pigs, if you will, to test out that new system. And so Shipple will be the first token dropped this way. Corey likes to call it an INFTO, so kind of like an ICO, but released in the form of an NFT. And what will happen is you'll receive a pack, and when you open that pack, there will be 1 shillion Shipple that automatically drops to your wallet as a result of that pack opening, in addition to the NFTs that you're going to get inside. So it's pretty exciting. And so we'll have more specifics on the details of that next week on Jen's Awesome Show. But the date that we're targeting is actually the 27th. We're probably going to do a 48-hour drop. We'll do a 27th, 28th is what we're targeting. We're still in the process of configuring the drop because it's brand new. We're running everything through testnet and making sure it's going to function the way that we want it to. But that's our target date as far as the pack drop. And we are so excited for not just the Shipple community and the OGs, but all of the communities that we want to connect with and give the opportunity to participate in gamifying generosity. We want to give them the opportunity to become shillionaires starting on the 27th. Whoop, whoop.
Excellent.
Wow.
Fantastic.
And
hey, look at that.
there's a link.
Jen, you're on top of it.
Oh, on top of it from like last week. If you want to participate in the pack drop, there is a link, bullshipples.io/whitelist. Sign yourself up. You will not regret it. If you do not sign yourself up, live with those regrets. Not my problem. So you've been warned. Don't miss out.
It. And then next week there will be more details on that, because I know that people jumping into a whitelist. Well, how's it going to work, and what's going to happen, and how do I not miss it? All of those details will be revealed next week.
Those are all good questions.
Wednesday. Yeah. And so today we really wanted to focus more on some of the spoilers that we have been holding back that the community has been asking for, and so today we're pretty excited. We get to actually drop some of the spoilers that we've been sitting on for a while. So, Jen, I know you have the list. Which one do you want to focus on?
Well, they're all so good. That's the problem. So let's talk then about crystallized Shipple. What is that, and why should I be interested?
Pretty exciting. So one of the things that we've seen that's just so revolutionary about what's happened with crystallized upliftium. Am I still here?
Yeah.
Oh, good. My computer went silent for a second. I was like, oh no, I'm disconnected. One of the things that's so revolutionary about the crystallized upliftium is it shows that the store of value can be more than just a token, which is ones and zeros on a little number chart. It can be a store of value in an actual NFT. And we love that concept. And so one of the things that we're doing with Shipple is, these packs that are going to be released essentially are crystallized Shipple. And we're really playing with that story and that idea for the art as well. And we've partnered with an amazing artist and an amazing musician, and we've created this animated music video about crystallized Shipple, and really the idea that you can have an NFT that has a store of value, that when you open that pack, it deposits a token into your wallet. That's crazy. That's amazing. And what if you have this NFT, Shipple, crystallized Shipple? What if you had another NFT, say, just as an example, for instance, crystallized upliftium? What if you could do a cross collection blend and end up with something else that was another store of value? The opportunities that Nifty Blocks is creating with their super blender and the cross collection blending will allow us to explore and expand beyond the way people are used to thinking of token value in a way that I believe truly revolutionizes the crypto industry. So be watching, be prepared, and all of your old ideas about stores of value and how to transfer value from one place to another, those are about to get expanded by the new tools and the new platforms that are being created right now. And it's an exciting time that we live in. Very exciting.
That is definitely exciting. I will admit I fully understand about half of that. And the rest of it, I'm kind of scratching my head wondering how it works. So I'm as curious as everybody else to see it happen, because maybe if I see it, it'll make more sense. I don't know. We'll find out.
I love it.
So that's exciting. So then all of this Shipple stuff, how do the chicken packs fit in with that? And why is the word miners in the same line as chicken packs on my list?
So this is probably the part of the story that has evolved the most, because 3 months ago, we truly had no idea where we were going to end up, and where we have ended up is amazing. The idea for the super blender that Nifty is creating right now and has released this month, and then is expanding and adding options to that will come next month. That is what we actually needed, and what allows us to do what we have wanted to do for several months now. Because if you have any of those chicken packs, if you have the chicken buckets full of those delicious chicken memes, what you'll see in there is that those chicken buckets are designed to be opened, and you receive 20 base level chicken memes. And those base level chicken memes are designed to be blended into uncommon, rare, and epic NFTs that could be miners. Whether we've talked to Corey, and he's already shared that we're going to have a Shipple upliftium pool. We're still working out the mechanics of that. But in addition to that, these chicken memes will be able to be blended also into Shipple miners, and be able to be used in the use case that's coming with the gamified generosity. And so seeing what's now possible and seeing that process expand and evolve, I'm even more excited now than I was 3 months ago. And disclaimer, I bought them along with y'all on the open market, and I am, I believe, still the #1 holder of chicken packs because I wanted more chicken than anybody else did. And so, I happily threw in my wax and ended up with a whole lot of chicken. And so I'm excited just to participate as a player in this process as we're moving forward. And so, the delay is hard. The changes can be frustrating because, 3 months ago, we were 1 week away from them being Aether miners on our planet. And then, with the journey of wrapped up upliftium to crystallized upliftium, and then what we're now seeing with the super blender with cross collection blending, the opportunities and what we can do with them continues to expand and continues to get better. And so we therefore are also expanding and evolving our plans and process to allow those chicken packs to be used for even greater things. And here's what people may not have picked up on yet, and so this might be the first spoiler of this sort, is we have a new collection called Shipletopia. And Shipletopia is a new whitelisted collection that Nefty Blocks is helping us set up to do the Shipple token pack drop. And with the cross collection blending, all of the memes, not just the chicken pack memes, but all of the memes in the Shipple memes collection could maybe, possibly have a use case in a super blender and be turned into something that functions and is involved in the new Shipletopia metaverse. And so seeing that possibility with what Nefty is doing with the super blender, I'm so excited. I'm so excited because we get to allow all of our OG supporters, everyone that's been involved for all these years, right, to be able to come in and use these memes that we've come to love, that's really the nostalgia and the history of our community, and use those to participate in the new thing that's happening. And so a little spoiler that's not specifically chicken packs, but takes it a step further beyond chicken packs. Yes, not only will chicken packs and chicken memes be able to be used in this new universe, but also the rest of the Shipple memes could maybe, possibly, have a use case as well. And we're working very hard to make that happen. So
that is super exciting.
I want to drop in on the tail of all that information that we were just given with the thing. And I kind of felt like I needed to say this earlier in the show, but here, all of this empowers the Shipple Charitable Fund to give more, right? To give larger amounts to the charities that we are designating, to open that process up so that the community of Shipple holders has votes in, maybe we just outvote Devyn and somebody else submits his charity for consideration, and all of us that hold Shipple will get to vote to empower Devyn and his partner to do really great work in their community, right? That's the thing for me. All this gamification is fun and it's interesting and the memes are hilarious, and it's all designed by Marty to make sure that we are empowered to do good in our local communities. And I'm just knocked out by that. And I have a big project that I've been talking to Marty and Corey about, a big local project that we're going to find a way to gamify all of you into solving for homelessness in my community. And that's something that Corey and I have been talking about for about 6 years, and extraordinarily frustrated with our local government's lack of effort and concern for homeless folks. And I think we may find a way to fix it. And the idea that a guy who's on Social Security disability and has been on the bleeding edge of poverty for a while now can fix something that our local government doesn't seem to be able to get a handle on. And then that's a repeatable lesson. We're going to create a handbook so that if you live in Alberta or in Washington State or in Southern California, you could start up this same kind of a thing, almost like a franchise, and do it in your community and go around the obstacles and the problems that are enumerated for us. I can't say enough about, I'm not even sure that everybody on the Shipple team knows that that's what they're working for, but what we're working for is to do local good. And I just feel like I have to say that again, that yes, all the fun stuff is fun, and I love that. But if we can have fun and solve a major issue in our community, why the hell not? So
I love it, Greg. And part of what you're referencing, and part of what people may not know yet, is the secondary market fee, which a lot of times I look at, because I'm a player as well, right? I love to collect NFTs and participate in all the games and buy all the things. And sometimes we look at the marketplace and we look at the secondary market fee percentage, and sometimes that's frustrating because it's a fee. But what we've done with Shipple memes and what we've done with the Shipletopia collection is that fee has a purpose, that has a good intent, because that secondary market fee goes to fund the Schipple Fund for Charity, and to fund the charitable giving that the Schipple charity team is working on and participating in. And so, knowing that when you buy and sell an NFT on the market, and not investment advice, whether you buy high or low or sell or high or low, I'm not referencing that. But what I am saying is that every time one of those NFTs is sold, that secondary market fee doesn't go to some evil corporation. It goes to do real world good, and goes to fund this gamified generosity that we're building and developing. And so I love that, and that's my heart, because many people may not know yet about Shippletopia because we haven't done our grand opening yet. But the majority of Shippletopia is owned by this Schipple Fund for Charity, and the intention of what we're building there and the traffic that we're going to drive there, and when active rewards go live very, very soon, so excited about it, that income based on the activity and based on the events is going into that Schipple Fund for Charity and funding this real world good. And that's exciting to me because it gives purpose to what we're building. It's so much, it's so beyond just adding more ones and zeros to our own wallet. It's about changing what I see out my front door, in your front door. That's what I get excited about. And that's the purpose of, yes, there's pack sales and miners. Greg, like you said, there's all the fun stuff that we like to participate in, and it's fun and we do it.
Yeah, I don't want to minimize that. But we're doing both things. Yeah.
The heart is so great and so amazing. And I'm excited to enable many communities to participate in that, because we don't want to hog all that fun goodness for ourselves, right? We want to allow other communities to come in and partner with us in doing this, and allow us to partner with them in helping fund the needs and the solutions and the nonprofits in their local communities.
Pretty excited. I feel like I want to make sure and say that we are not a charity, right? We're not setting ourselves up as a 501c3 yet, if ever.
Yeah.
But what we're in the business, our business model is going to be, let's give everything away. Yep. Other than sustaining, what we need to continue to do that work, which is sometimes new computers or other communication methods, and actually a business address and a bank account. But our goal is to give away to 501c3 charities, and that may even be pliable as far as who qualifies for a gift or a series of gifts from us. But I asked each of the CK7, which is also the Schipple charitable board, to go into their local communities and find a charity that they can sort of assess, because if we're better at assessing charities that are going to get money from us, then that makes it possible for us to better assess those that are submitted to us from the community when that starts to happen. So I didn't start out thinking we were going to be able to take input from people, but now we are. And after the first set of gifts go out, we're going to be cracking our knuckles and keeping Laurie very busy with assessing the people that get suggested to us. The charity, for instance, in my community is very small. It's 2 people. They take zero money that's given to them. Everything passes directly through them back out to people that don't have homes and people that are hungry. And they assist 30 to 40 families every month, from pet supplies to furniture to actual food. And that helps those people use whatever funds they do have to begin to build back into a sustainable life. So I have no problem explaining what they do. And so what we want all of you to do is be thinking about, there's somebody in your community doing real local good, and you went, wow, they should really get more attention and, have more funds to do that with. Now's your chance. Now's your chance to be thinking about them and assessing them and talking to them about coming on and maybe having a long-term sustainable gift that they can use for whatever they need. And to me, my mom has been on charitable boards for decades. And one of the lessons that she taught me was that what charities always need is discretionary income. If they have grants or charitable money coming in, often it's earmarked, like this can only be used for food, or this can only be used for families with children. And if the air conditioner breaks, that means you don't have any discretionary income to take care of fixing things that you decide are important. And so that's one of the things we want to do, is make sure that this is as discretionary and flexible as possible for the charities that we designate. So
I love it.
That's my
well, Jen, I think we're about halfway through our list. I'm not sure what's left on it.
Devyn, did you have a question or comment?
Sorry, what was that?
Did Devyn have a question or a comment? No.
He's enjoying the sunshine.
The question that I have is, I know the majority of the people I know are not familiar with crypto at all. So let's just say that they want to get involved because this sounds like a ton of fun, or it sounds like a worthwhile cause, or maybe they know a charity they want to recommend, but they actually want to get involved as well. How do they get started? Where on earth would they start? I mean, I can tell them the 3 things I know, but that's only not even scratching the surface, really.
Well, I'll intro it, Dev, and then I'm going to pass it to Devyn because he's our primary community liaison. But Jen, it was so helpful that you put the link up on the screen because that not only gives people the opportunity to go in and put in their contact info and put in their Wax wallet and sign up for the whitelist so they can participate in the pack drop coming up at the end of the month. But then there's some helpful links in there. There's some FAQs. There's some onboarding, that we can help with directly, because, one of the first questions that I've gotten from people when they're trying to enter this Wax ecosystem is, what's Wax? And then, well, how do I get a Wax wallet? And so, just even walking people through the basics of that, our goal is to provide some helpful resources for that. And then in addition to the helpful resources, one of the things that we're really excited about is the opportunity to scoreboard. And, we've talked about the Shipple scoreboard a little bit and being able to actually gamify the community's engagement with the social games that are happening in the Telegram every day. Shout out to Edward. Thanks for hosting those and leading those, to the meme contest that just started today. And we still need to come up with a topic for that. But Devyn, would you be willing to kind of touch on both, how can people, if they're no coiner or brand new, how do people come in and just start and get involved? And then would you be willing to touch on the Shipple scoreboard a little bit and some of our plans and how we're going to use that?
Okay, sure. I mean, you just said a bunch of it. Obviously getting into the Telegram, the Shipple Telegram is going to get you kind of, a jump start into the community itself. But if you're looking for information about, getting into Wax and that sort of thing, as Marty mentioned, if you go to bullshipples.io, we do have an FAQ page that lays out a lot of the information there, and kind of explains, for at a 5th grade level, what is an NFT, what is crypto, all that kind of stuff. For those real no coiners that they really don't, like, they've heard of Bitcoin or whatever, but they want to get into this to help their local communities, and that's their drive. They're not looking to buy Bitcoin and try and get rich or whatever. So we do have that information there, and then we do also offer onboarding services to help the people that just really just want to understand more about it. That'll involve not just helping them, get their Wax wallet going and that sort of thing, but also kind of explaining how things work inside of the ecosystem, and give them, that's a real head start in being involved in Wax, and then, understanding how things work when they are doing their thing with Shipple and the Shippletopia blends and all that kind of stuff, and basically that'll give them a jump start on being able to help more, when we do start doing those blends, and potentially have miners and all that good stuff. The chickens want to talk if you can't hear that. That's a great place to start, is bullshipples.io, and you can also contact us there if you have questions, or like I said, the Telegram. We're in the process of setting up a Discord, which once we have that all set up and up and going, we will be putting out that information as well, and that will be on the website. And then the scoreboard, something we had talked about is, how do we get people excited or really to see beyond just the idea of giving? Like that's exciting, but how do you get people to see how much they've done? Like, you might think about it, like I did this or that, or but people like to, I was born in the '80s, so I always liked seeing my name on the scoreboard when I go to the arcade. Throw my initials up there or whatever, and you'd come back a week later and hey, why am I not number one? And now I'm going to jump in. I'm going to do this. So we are working on a lot of ideas right now. Of ways to gamify it, to make it so that you can earn points by doing things, much in the same vein of, when Shipple first started and Greg told people, look, I'll give you Shipple, but you got to go and do something right. You got to go do something good. We want you to do something to earn those points. And what that ends up as, we will reveal as we go along, and we've got tons of ideas and things that we're working on. The chicken packs are very much a part of that. That's very much an adventure storyline that we are all working on. So, as we move on, we will continue to come up with ways to utilize and get people on the scoreboard. And, once we are able to open Shippletopia, there's going to be all kinds of events and interactions and experiential things to do there that will also get you added to the scoreboard. So we just want people to be excited and, checking the scoreboard. And where am I at on the scoreboard? How do I get more points? How do I do more to get up there? And, it's all about the FOMO. We want people to just want to be on that scoreboard and want to do the things that will get them on there, be it doing something in their community, doing something in the Uplift community, or there's so many ideas that we have, so many things that we're trying to flesh out, that it's hard to nail down one. But it's really about getting people involved with other people.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want you doing things on your own. We want you to build up a community in your area or online or however you want to do it. But we want to do that and get you involved, and that's how you're going to really, be up there towards the top of that scoreboard.
I like that.
Do you have anything to add, Devyn?
Man, I love it. I love the idea that we can have fun while we do real world good. I love you use the word FOMO, Devyn. FOMO for good. I mean, I hadn't thought of that before, but yeah. What if we can take all these things that are just fun and turn it toward enabling, inspiring, and empowering real world good, and allowing each of us as individuals to be part of something greater than ourselves, to join a community that is like-minded and inspired by the win-win-win of gratitude and generosity. And a couple of our hashtags are, gamify generosity and gamify gratitude. And Jen, I hope it's okay to segue to this. I know we're probably over time, but we do have a contest that started about an hour ago, and it's a meme contest. And one of the things that we've done in previous meme contests is we've given the community a topic, and we've said, go out, create a meme with this topic, put an identifier on there, whether you want to put your Wax wallet, whether you want to put your Minecraft username, whether you want to put your Telegram handle, put some kind of an identifier so people know who the artist is, sign your art, and bonus points for hilarious. And then also if it's sweet and cuddly and we all cry when we read it, that's, bonus points too. But what I would like to propose, Jen, if it's okay, since it's Jen's awesome show, what if we ask people to create a meme that includes Jen's awesome show and gamify generosity? And then based on the principles and the concepts of what you've heard today, use that to inspire you. And I would love to see some memes over this next week posted in the Shipple.io Telegram, because what we've seen is this community is so good at creativity, and creativity inspires creativity. And as soon as someone starts that process, and yes, this is a competition, so you could win something, you will win something. Once people get into that FOMO competition mode, it's amazing how prolific people can become. People who said, oh, I can't make a meme, I can't do that, I can't, I don't have anything to say. And then we see them come up with 10 memes. It's crazy. Once people get inspired, enabled, and empowered and release their creativity, it's amazing to see what can happen. So I'm excited to see that beginning to happen again in the Shipple community.
Definitely. So I have a question. Let's say that I have a great idea for a meme. Can I throw the tiny Shipple logo on it somewhere?
Please.
Okay.
I would say absolutely, please. That's awesome. So the logo is designed by the community for the community. Yes, you will see it in the new collection, NFT collection on Atomic Hub. Yes, once the community member that told me they were going to do it ends up putting it in a pair on Alcor, you'll probably see it there. And then, Corey has, he actually last week dropped a bomb about Blue DAC, and that Shipple Blue, we're going to be one of the first pairs on Blue DAC. Like, mind-blowing, right? Because that is going to bring all of that DeFi that is working so well with Axie Infinity and, what we're seeing on BSC. They're bringing that to Wax, and we get to participate in that. And that's insane. Like, that's an insane, crazy opportunity. And I'm very carefully going to say this is not investment advice, because we are not here to try to just create value for ourselves. What we are here to do is to build a community and allow the community to create value for the community in the utility of doing real world good. That's what we're here to do. And so I hope that's clear. We're going to continue to be careful with our wording, because we want to be very careful not to lead anyone down the wrong path. But the tools and the platforms that we're seeing being developed right now, and the opportunity that those create for all of us to be a part of something pretty incredible.
One quick thing about the meme contest. This is something Corey used to say to everybody that oh, I don't know how to make memes. I don't know how to make bad memes.
Yeah,
make crappy memes. Just start, because like I learned this when I started doing podcast broadcasting, is that the more times, or recording musicians, that was something I had never done before. The more times I plugged in the equipment and got my levels right and checked the gear, the less I had to think about it, and the more I could focus on what the artist was trying to do. So make bad memes. That gets you familiar with how to use the tools, the image generator websites that are out there. And once the tools become automatic to you, then the humor and the point of your memes gets better. So make crappy memes. Go right ahead.
And on that note, it isn't just the winner who's going to get points.
Right.
As we have seen, contributors end up with some significant potential points and rewards. So I'm just saying, you just saw something happen a few minutes ago where the most prolific contributor ended up getting a prize. I'm saying It's not just quality. Quantity counts too.
If you throw enough at the wall, something's going to stick.
And if anybody is wondering about quality for memes, if you've ever seen any of my Shipple memes, I actually shared one last week and had somebody in the Telegram come back at me and say, I never get the jokes on these. And so I started explaining it. And the more I explained it, the more I went through it in my head. I'm like, wait, this isn't actually funny, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, also from Corey and me,
but
the more times you have to explain the joke, the funnier it gets. That's a basic meta comedy underpinning. Yes.
All right. So is there anything else that anybody wants to add before we go do some gratitudes?
I have to say, the whole idea of doing good and finding ways to affect and contribute to your own real world community has been something when I've encountered hard times in my life, or people going through whatever it is, depression, anxiety, those things, to stretch ourselves out of our own little world and be part of something bigger, just awakens something within our human being that I just love. And I'm so excited to be part of that. So thank you.
Absolutely. I'm excited about it too. Really excited. So let's jump in here. And who'd like to
so
go
pretty.
first with gratitude?
It is cool.
Pick me.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
Well, I'm thankful for Devyn and Laurie. I'm thankful that they are willing to join us on this crazy journey. And I know that's more words than you can put on the sign, but thankful for Devyn and Laurie.
Beautiful.
Excellent. All right. Who's next?
I'll go.
Okay.
So, I'm thankful for this opportunity, but I think that opportunity stems from, generosity. So I'm thankful for the generosity of everyday human being.
Perfect.
All right, that fits. And who's next?
I'll go. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be part of a new community to me and stretch out of my comfort zone. That's too much. I know.
Oh, almost.
That's great.
All right. There we go. And Greg.
I'm grateful for local charity workers. If there's a second sentence there, there's not a second sentence there. Just recognizing it's not easy to stay focused and plugged in and motivated to do that work every day. It's often discouraging. It's often discouraging, and I'm grateful for people that stick with it.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And let's see here.
Hey, TC. TC's in the comments.
Hey, guys.
I am grateful for Shipple Wednesdays on the Awesome Show.
Beautiful.
This will be a regular thing, and I am looking forward to every second of it. So,
all right.
There we are.
Awesome.
And on that note, we will be back next week, same time, same place. So that would be 3 o'clock Eastern. Jen's Awesome Show for Shipple Wednesdays. And I know Marty's going to be here. I think everybody else will be a surprise. So, tune in. And as always, you are guaranteed to learn something really cool, have some spoilers, probably see
I'm going to predict that next week there will
fun.
be a huge announcement because it didn't get made today. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there was the thing that got missed, so you might want to be here next week. Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine.
Huge.
Yeah. Anyway, see you next week.